But do what you need to do to find equanimity. Let's come to balance and harmony. Letting our shoulders release any of the tension, the stressors that we carry on our shoulders. And let's gently bring our right ear over towards the floor, trying to keep our shoulders heavy. And then we'll mindfully move to the other direction, our left ear coming towards the earth. And let's very slowly bring our right ear back over towards the earth. And then our left ear. And then let's realign our neck with our spine. Let's watch our breath here, following our inhalation. Watching it as it makes a little bit of a J as it moves up and through the lungs and back out again. Following our breath, our nice, smooth, and easy breath. As we take a deliberate swallow. And as we swallow, let's relax our lower jaw from our upper jaw. And allow our tongue to rest very softly on the bottom of our mouth. As we begin to gently slide our lower mandible side to side, releasing any of the tension that we carry in our jaw. And let's relax it. And think about softening our face. Let's relax our forehead. Letting go of the trauma, the drama, all the emotions that we wear on our face every day. Our forehead melting. Perhaps we visualize smoothing away tension from the right to the left and letting it go. Let's soften our right eyebrow and our left eyebrow and let the space between our eyebrows really soften and release. Our eyes grow heavier. As we soften our eyelids, just gently resting them on our eyes. And letting go of any tension in the muscles that support our eyes. Softening our cheeks. Letting go of any tension we're holding in our scalp. All the while moving from thinking to feeling through our practice today. Congratulate yourself for taking time to find harmony, to come back to balance, to allow your body to gently open up instead of the pushing, the pulling, the running that we do all week long. Giving ourselves this presence, this peace and ease as we follow our breath, as we just watch that life-giving source. And now let's take an exhalation with an audible sound out. And notice perhaps that you've relaxed a little bit more. Let's begin our next breath at the bottom of our rib cage and watch as our lungs expand, opening, filling, not stressing, not struggling, and we pause our breath. Finding that place, that space between our breath to be a place of ease. Exhale, let's sigh it out again, audibly out. Vibration, finding ease. And let's take another slow in breath. Feel the breath moving all the way to the back of your lungs. Feel your ribs gently opening. Exhaling, another sigh out, this time sticking our tongue out. The tongue is the top of our core meridian. And then let's relax. Finding our next breath, slow and sweet, just silky smooth as we expand and open. On this out breath, let's slightly engage the pelvic floor muscles. Think of that jellyfish undulating gently. And we'll draw our navel firmly in and up. And we pause. And let's inhale, release, and prepare for the in-breath. Slowly expanding and opening. And as you exhale again, release and let go. Let's slowly draw both knees in towards us now, hands behind the legs. And we'll try to keep our head down and keep our pelvis anchored down nice and heavy. And let's gently rock from side to side. Feel that beautiful massage on your back body. And then let's pause in the center, hands gently on our knees, and begin to make some slow, easy circles, focusing on where your body meets the earth, feeling grounded, feeling supported. Just connected here, and let's pause, and we'll begin to circle in the other direction, feeling that beautiful massage moving all the way across our lower back, across our pelvis. Let's go around one more time. And then we'll pause in the center, perhaps sliding our hands to our shins. And even on the next exhalation, maybe we'll lift our chest up towards our legs, but it's not necessary. And let's slowly release and come back down and roll over to one side or the other. And let's push ourselves up. So now let's move into our first posture for the day, a crocodile pose. And I've got some lovely assistants here that will help demonstrate this. So let's get our cushion or your pillows and maybe stack them high. We'll take them down the long edge of our mat. We'll start here with the man in the house. There we go.
Makeup.
Yeah.
Makeup.
We didn't even fight yet. Why should we make up? Okay. So now we'll place those bolsters or pillows down the long edge of your mat, just like he did too. All right. And then we'll come behind our bolsters in a child's pose. Now, if your knees trouble you, place a big blanket underneath your knees. Now, what we'll do before we lean forward is look down and find that our ankles are behind our knees, toes externally rotating. So, let me help. We'll bring our ankle behind our knees, sit up, and turn your toes out. Okay, and then roll onto your bolsters or your pillows. So our knees are out really wide, and our toes are turned out, and our ankles are right behind our knees. And again, if your knees trouble you, put a cushion under them. As we find our breath here in this beautiful posture. Following our breath, Makrasana, crocodile pose. This posture is pretty much like child's pose, but with our knees apart, and perhaps our pelvis hanging gently off the back end of the bolsters or pillows. If your knees are bothering you, perhaps we'll draw them forward a little bit more. As we rest here, in this position, helps to reduce stress and fatigue. Finding our breath in this posture strengthens our diaphragm. It helps improve diaphragmatic breathing, which is so important to us. Let's gently lift our head and turn it in the other direction. And find ease here. Again, as we find these nice, slow, smooth breaths, it massages our chest and abdominal organs, the heart, lungs, stomach, liver, spleen, intestines, and gallbladder. This position helps tone the heart, and it also loosens our shoulders, our hips, and our ankle joints. So find your breath here. As we find ease, as we slowly release into the pose, finding we're feeling supported. Finding our breath. Using our breath to help assist us in opening the body up. Scanning your body with gentle awareness. Saying to ourselves, perhaps, I am connected. I am firmly rooted and grounded in this life, in this moment, in the earth. We'll take 2 more breaths here. And then let's slowly bring our hands underneath our shoulders and slowly lift ourselves up. And from here, we're going to rearrange our bolsters now. So we'll bring them across our mat, one towards the front and one in the center. Let me see, make sure you can see this. So one in the front and one in the center. There's some space between them. So what we're going to do now is reach forward and place our right knee on the space between the bolsters. Moving into a pigeon posture. We'll bring the right heel across from our knee. Now, if you have a hip replacement, don't go here. And if your knees bother you, we can do this supine, laying on our back, finding that number 4 position in your legs. But while we're here, our hips are planted firmly on the bolster. And then we'll wave forward so we can rest our head on the front bolster, keeping our hips as square as we can. Keep the left hip rolling down. And find easy breath here. We can still keep elevating the hips if we need to, as we allow ourselves to open through the right hip. Watching our breath, allowing our breath to help open us up. Softly releasing through our right hip. If we need extra assistance to bring the earth up to us, we can stack our forearms. We can use other pillows and blankets on the front of our mat. So we can find ease here. Does that feel a little better? Breathing into your right hip. Low back, letting go of any tension or stressors we hold in this part of our body, and we know we hold a lot. Ekapada Sukhasana. Just being here. This position helps tranquilize our mind and hearts. It helps increase blood flow to our pelvic organs. It helps loosen our knee, ankle, and hip. And also, finding this position and finding ease here helps reduce fat around our thighs and calves. If we're tight today, our shoulders are probably elevated up above our hips. And we'll take one more big breath here. And then let's bring our hands under our shoulders and slowly press ourselves up. And then we'll move to the other side. Just take your time. Again, we'd like to find our ankle aligned with our knee. We can put a blanket there if your knee's touchy. We'd like to have our pelvis square. So if our right hip is extremely lifted, we'll bring some more elevation under our left hip. And let's lengthen out. Try to keep your spine long here. Opening up through this side of our body. Breathing into the hip, your hip. Releasing, softening. Let's find ease here. So prop yourself up any way you need to find that ease. To breathe in this 1 foot easy pose. Again, we have the option of lying down on our back and bringing one ankle on top of the other leg. Number 4 position. Try to release and let go. Let's check in with our right leg and make sure our toes aren't clubbing in. Keep our leg long, a nice plantar flexion there as we breathe. Just staying here. When you notice that you've lost the focus on your breath, just gently bring yourself back to this moment, to this breath. Finding ease and peace, honoring where our body is at today, recognizing that it's different every day. Let's take 2 more breaths here as we softly release, choosing to let go of anything that's holding us back from finding ease in this moment. Now, when you're ready, let's mindfully bring our hands under the shoulders and lift ourselves back up. And then we'll roll over and sit down. I could show you a fancy way to do that. But let's not and say we did. All right, so now we'll move our props over to the side. And we're going to lie down on our back supine. So again, when we come to our back, let's make sure that our pelvis and our shoulders are aligned. And then let's take one of our props, or several of your props if you want to, and we'll bring them to our right side. And we are going to want to find that as we draw our knees in towards the chest, let's all do that, and flatten your low back out on the mat. So maybe we have to lift our pelvis up a little bit and bring the low back down. Now when we look at our prop, we find that as we let's extend our arms out to a T and anchor into our fingertips. And inhale, slowly bringing our legs onto your prop on the right side. We're trying to anchor into our left hand. We're trying to maintain the left shoulder down as best as we can. And once we get here, now we've got to take another look, an inventory of our body. Excuse me. And we like our hip, our knees, and our ankles at about the same height. So perhaps we need to elevate our feet for some of us. But wherever we're at, let's all take a blanket now and place it between our knees and our ankles. Just so we're not bone on bone here. We'd like to anchor into the left shoulder. So our shoulders are firmly placed on the earth. So this bolster's too much for you. Does that feel a little better? Then we can take our gaze off to the left if that feels okay in your neck. And again, let's find ease here. Find peace. As you follow your breath, allowing our breath once again to be our guide, to allow us to open. Jatara Parivritanasana, supported spinal twist. I brutally blew that one. This posture is good for heavier people. It's a nice switch from a reclining twist. We check in, making sure our knee to ankle are aligned. Try to keep our hips to shoulders in alignment as well. This posture tones our complete spine. As we find our breath here, it massages our abdominal and pelvic organs, especially our kidneys. This posture helps to loosen all of our joints. It also tones gonads and adrenal glands. It helps to reduce fat around our waist. So let's stay here for about 4 more hours. No, find your breath and find ease here. Try to softly let go. Not always easy. Breathing and feeling. Moving again from thinking to experiencing to feeling. Allowing our body to open up on the deepest level. We'll take 2 more breaths here. And then when you're ready, we'll turn our gaze back to the heavens. And on the out breath, we might even hold that blanket between our legs as we slowly use the abdominals to bring our knees back above our hips. Maybe our feet are still on the floor. And then we'll take our props over to the other side. As we take a slow in breath and allow our legs to float to the side. Finding ease here. Don't be afraid to adjust yourself a little bit, to find yourself a little more comfortable.
Together stretch. Down and forward.
Just finding ease here. Our gaze is over to the right. And we find our breath, that life-giving source. Strong and yet smooth, silky smooth. Finding ease and peace here. Feeling our shoulder blades anchoring to the earth as we just allow our bones to get heavier, as we release our need to control anything right now, but following our breath, finding ease with our breath. And again, if we lose focus on our breath, congratulate yourself for noticing and bring yourself back. Easy, smooth breaths. releasing and letting go. Each breath an opportunity to really release what doesn't serve us anymore, especially anger and fear right now. We create those in our mind, just let it all go. Find ease in this moment. Find ease in stillness. We'll take 2 more slow, easy breaths here, experiencing the beauty of this position and taking from it the ease of expansion. As we take our next out breath, let's turn our gaze back to the sky and slowly bring our knees up. We'll take that blanket out if we've got the blanket between our legs. And then let's take our cushions or our pillows underneath our upper legs. And we'll come into Supta Baddha Konasana. So we'll move into a butterfly, bringing our feet to the earth, to the earth, to the earth, to the earth, and letting our knees open up, feeling supported. Softly release it. Watching our breath. And again, now if any part of your legs are working here, if our knees are still up high and we can't get them down, by all means, we'll take our props. We can stick blocks or eggs underneath the bolster. We can add extra blankets. We don't want any part of our legs working here. We want our thighs and our groin to open up as the pinky toe edges of our feet are there on the earth. Just breathing, releasing. And if you're really feeling this a lot in your hip flexors, maybe we'll take our feet out away from each other, creating more space if you need it. Supta Baddha Konasana, supine bound angle pose, helps tranquilize our mind. As we breathe here, we expand our chest and our lungs. This position helps tone abdominal organs, relieves pelvic congestion, relieves congestion in the gonads. It helps lower blood pressure, and it loosens our knee and our hip joints. So let's find ease here. Releasing and letting go of any tension or stress. Just letting it melt away. Again, let's try to keep all of our awareness right here, right now. Following your breath, feeling expansion on the inhalation and a softening on the exhalation. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Or stay here if you need it. And then when you're ready, gently bring your thighs back together. Draw your knees in towards your chest. And gently roll over to one side or the other. And let's push ourselves up. As we now prepare for a supported bridge. So we'll offer this in two ways. First, you can take your cushions and line it up, and we're going to lie down with our shoulders off of the bolster, but our whole torso on your bolsters and cushions. So come all the way up here. So we come up as far as we can, but yet when we lie back, we bring our shoulders all the way down to the earth. So we might need a prop here for our head and shoulders right there. You can have your knees bent or not. Another way we can do this is if you have your eggs or your blocks. So if you're choosing to use your eggs or blocks, we do this quite a bit in class. We don't need a bolster. We'll take our eggs or blocks and bring them underneath our pelvis. So we lie down. And we bring it underneath our tailbone. It's another option. We walk our shoulders away from the blocks or eggs. And again, feel that length in your body. So this is a beautiful chest opener, opening up the heart space, releasing and letting go. Iyengar, one of the forerunners in yoga, says that everyone should do a bridge every day. So this is a beautiful option for our bridge. This helps tone our lumbodorsal spine. It broadens our chest and expands our lungs. It helps massage our abdominal and pelvic organs. It improves blood flow to your neck, brain, and hypothalamus. It soothes our nervous system and mind. This posture helps increase blood supply and massages our thyroid and parathyroid glands. Helps to reduce fat around our thighs and arms, and reduces congestion in the gonads. So many wonderful things we can do for our bodies by finding ease as we move into a restorative position, breathing. Now we don't want our head way back, so make sure that it feels like your forehead and chin are level. Breathing and feeling, letting go of thinking, letting go of doing. Just finding ease here, right now. Letting go of anything that's not your breath. Experiencing each breath as a new beginning. And we may have come to our mat today with our minds in a million pieces. But as we find ease in these restorative positions, it allows our mind to be one as we approach the million parts of our body, just percolating here. Finding that giving moment that each pose offers us. As we give up tightness, we give up control, we give up our need for things to be a certain way. Let's take one more breath here. And then when you're ready, slowly roll to one side or the other. And then we'll roll to the side and come up. Now if you have a wall nearby, let's move into legs up the wall. So we move to the wall, to the wall, to the wall, and we lie down in fetal position with our tailbone up against the wall. Forget you have feet. Just sit on the wall with the base of your pelvis. And then roll over and lengthen your legs up the wall. There you are. Now, to find some even more goodness in this position, you might take your blanket and lift your pelvis up and set your tailbone down on the blanket, elevating. We might have our calves up on a chair. If you don't have a wall nearby, just pop a couple cushions under your legs. We're looking for our feet to be above our belly and our heart. As we settle in here now to Viparita Karini, supported, inverted, legs up the wall. This posture really helps us to lower our blood pressure. So we find ease here, finding peace in this moment of stillness. If your legs keep splaying out, you might even strap them together. We'll use that blanket under our hips, especially if we have any low back issues. This posture again lowers our blood pressure, helps quiet our mind, soothing our central nervous system. It eases physical and mental fatigue. So remember, if you're traveling, spend a lot of time in a car, it's a good idea to do legs up the wall when you arrive at your destination. This again helps increase blood flow to our pelvic organs and gonads. And it also helps stretch our hamstrings. So if you're extremely tight, of course, we might have our hips a little further away from the wall. As we find our breath here in this beautiful inversion, turning our world upside down. Watching our breath. Easy, sweet, smooth breaths. Our whole focus rests on our breath. We'll take 2 more breaths here. But remember, you can, for optimal advantages from our inversion, we could stay here 20 minutes. And maybe you choose to. Or we'll slowly bend our knees and roll over to one side or the other. And slowly push ourselves up to an easy seat as we now prepare for Shavasana. So, what we'll do now, if you're near a wall, it really helps. Let's take your eggs or your blocks or some sort of something sturdy and put them near the wall. If you have a wall, if not, we'll just do the best we can. We want to then bring our prop and rest it with the top of it elevated, resting on our blocks or eggs. So again, we take these and we put them near the wall. And then we take our bolster and prop it up on, or your pillows, because we want our head elevated. And so we rest it down so it feels nice and supported. And then we'll sit with our pelvis abutting the bolster or your pillows. So once we have our pelvis abutting the pillows, we'll get more pillows and more pillows and more pillows. No. Okay, and what we'll do is bend our knees and prop pillows under our legs. When you're ready, we're going to hinge forward from our hip creases and back up a little bit more into your bolster. And then let's slowly rest back, taking our time. We can take a blanket and cover ourselves up. Now, if your head's uncomfortable, we can take a blanket and we wrap it around our neck, bring it around, and sit back with that little extra support for our cervical spine. If you like that. And then I encourage you to cover yourself up. We want to be warm. If you have your eye bag, now is when we want it.
I use it for a lot of things.
And we release. Let's let go. Hopefully you have something to cover your eyes. And maybe we can even find darkness wherever you're at. Because right now we just really want to settle in, to come within, and to be, to give ourselves this gift of stillness. As we release and we let go, finding this moment a gift to yourself, a gift of healing, of releasing, of letting go of distractions, and allowing ourselves to really experience peace. I am peace. I am ease. We are what we tell ourselves we are. As we open up to this moment, as we find our breath relaxing, returning to the normal rhythm of our breath. This posture helps reduce physical, mental, and emotional stress, strain, and fatigue of all kinds. It offers total relaxation to the body and helps soothe our nerves and our mind. It reduces our basal metabolic rate, our pulse rate, and even our blood pressure. As we find ease here now, as we experience what it really means to be present. As we move through the layers of our being, our koshas. Our koshas are sheaths, and it begins with the physical body, the Annamaya kosha. The characteristics are all anatomical and psychological, emotional and spiritual, as expressions are rooted in our bodies. We express subtle energies in a physical state, and it's an embodiment of our mental state. Your body is your subconscious mind. And signs of health of the Annamaya kosha are flexibility, strength, endurance, and healthy body awareness. As we peel away that sheath, that layer, we move to the Pranamaya kosha, the energy body, your breath. The characteristics of the Pranamaya kosha our circulatory and respiratory systems. It's the prana, your life force, the energy of all physical and mental activities is our breath. Signs of a healthy pranamaya kosha are a deep, relaxed breath and mental and emotional balance. And as we pass through that kosha, as we allow it to softly release, we move to the manamaya kosha, our mental and emotional body, our nervous system and sensory organs, our everyday mind, knowing the level of our mind's busyness with our likes, our dislikes, our wants, our aversions, our impulses and emotions. And it teaches us to not evaluate and discriminate. No reaction through habits or instinct, but flow with the fabric of our lives. We move down even deeper to the Vijnanamaya kosha, our intuitive body, our divine wisdom. The aspects here are our higher mind, having the power to discriminate and evaluate. The only aspect of our mind that can select a course of action that leads to growth. It's non-judgmental witnessing, differentiating between everyday mind and ordinary consciousness and our spiritual reality. Our therapeutic practice that enhances this kosha is dharana, focused concentration, and dhyana, contemplation, giving us insight into ourselves and our world, and opening us for equanimity, finding harmony and balance in mind, body, and spirit. And finally, the Anandamaya kosha, our bliss body, the dimension of our human existence that recognizes its true nature as part of the divine. The state of bliss is the natural innate state of the conscious being. And we enhance the bliss body with prayer, positive intention, and service for the greater good. And as we complete our practice, we might also introduce a mudra as we move now to seal the deal with a medical meditation, which impacts the physical body and our ethereal body. So the primal sounds are sa, ta, na, ma. Birth, life, death, and rebirth. If you choose to, you can use the mudra. As we say sa, we bring our thumb and pointer finger together, the tips. Na, middle finger. Na, ring finger, and ma, pinky finger. This can help our patterns of thinking to be in a more positive mood and outlook. It helps free us from fear and anger and helps us to feel more positive and has a notable effect upon our nervous systems. Excuse me. As we breathe with this, as we say it out loud, not only the vibration is healing, but the breathing technique enhances our blood circulation and the circulation of ethereal energy to our brains in the 7th chakra. energy is a part of our brain that governs the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal cortisol axis, our HPA axis, and that governs our endocrine system. So you can begin to chant, and you can do this driving your car, or I don't suggest that. Perhaps maybe take time every day for the Satanama meditation. And so you can use the mudra if you choose to, or you can simply chant and connect with that beautiful vibration, bringing harmony to our world. So we can begin. Or just think it. Sa, ta, na, ma. Birth, life, death, and rebirth. Sa, ta, na, ma. The sounds of Satanama creates a vibration in the upper palate of our mouths, and that transfers directly to the nearby midbrain. Sa, ta, na, ma. MRI scans have revealed that certain sound vibrations, when repeated for several minutes, have the capacity to change the endocrine secretions controlled by the HPA axis. Sa, ta, na, ma. Now in whisper breath, if you're doing it out loud. Even if you're not chanting it, you're still exposed to this beautiful vibration, this healing energy of our universal consciousness. and it's sa, ta, na, na, sa. In a whisper voice. Now silently, still using the mudra, pointer, middle finger, ring, and pinky. And let's let it all go. Notice how you feel right now. Again, feel it. Be here with your breath, noticing, being aware, lovingly and with compassion. Let's gently bring ourselves back to this moment. Feel your body on the earth. Begin to increase the depth of your breath, and perhaps we'll wiggle fingers and toes, move our wrists and ankles, maybe we'll gently rock our head side to side. And then very slowly, we might roll over to the side or draw knees into chest, whatever would feel good. And then let's slowly push ourselves up to our easy seat. Let's rock our pelvis from side to side. Feel your sitting bones connecting to the earth. Now again, we might be in a chair. We might need to have a leg extended. Find your easy seat. And let's roll our shoulders forward enough. Open up your heart and slide our shoulder blades down. Again, forward and up. And let's clasp our hands here if we can, or just imagine hugging a beach ball. We'll keep our elbows soft and exhale navel, and we'll take a slow hip hinge forward, not dropping our head, lifting the navel, letting our lower back stretch, and let's come back up. As we inhale, let's circle our wrists, fluffing up all that energy around us. What color is yours? Let it sparkle and shine as we send positive energy out to our world, to our country. And exhale, gather up some of that positive energy and bring it down and gift it to your heart of hearts. Let's keep the pinkies and thumbs together and open the rest of our fingers up, finding Lotus Mudra. And let's gaze down into that lotus and see your fingers as beautiful, beautiful extensions of that 1,000-petaled lotus. Notice what color your lotus is today. And know that we are like this lotus. It lives deep, deep down in the muck. And every morning as the sun comes up and it warms the earth, it beckons to that beautiful plant and it works its way through that mucky water and rises to meet the sun and unfurls 1,000 perfect petals. And you too, we traverse the mucky waters of life, and we rise to meet the sun every day. We smile, we stay positive, loving, and kind as we bring our right hand to the heart and our left hand on top of it to feel that warmth, to feel our connection, honoring ourselves. Let's make decisions from our heart. Let's let go of competition and judgment and be our best selves. As we once again hope and pray, hands to Anjali Mudra, that all beings can be happy, that all beings can be healthy, strong, and flexible, and that we can all ride the waves of this lifetime and find peace and ease. May we all be happy. May we all be healthy. May we also ride those waves. Hang on, hang tight. We've made it this far. It's going to get better. And it is better right now, starting now with every thought, word, and deed. And I humbly honor you. I'm so grateful that you showed up to join me this morning and my lovely accomplices here. Namaste.
Namaste.
And so I don't have to pay union dues. I would really like to thank Colleen Hooker and Christy Parsons and Michael Ducato. They're not in the union.